Good morning, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the rainy Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. Today is Saturday, September 30th, and the moon is in Aries. We just came out of that full moon in Aries. Very, very fiery, very sparky. As I said, or maybe I didn't say, but as I'll say now, the full moon is often a period, it's a time of culmination. In a way, it's a time of endings. At least the end of the first half of the cycle between the sun and the moon. And then the second half, we disseminate what it is that the realizations, the illuminations that have come forth in that new moon, full moon. And of course, most of you probably know that the senator from California, Dianne Feinstein, passed away. I think she passed away on Thursday, but we heard about it on the day of the full moon. And she had a lot of things happening to her chart. And of course, she was 90 years old, and she, it's unfortunate because she really was a trailblazer and made a big difference. Not every politician makes the kind of difference that she did. And yet they sort of dragged her in and kept her there, and she decided at 85 to run again. And I think it took a little bit of the shine off of what she actually accomplished, because most of us are like, please put some new people in, please. And it's not that you don't appreciate what she did, but in times when you need decisive action and with the kind of stress, I think that was really the issue. So kudos to Dianne Feinstein. And it's like we've lost so many giants. I'm thinking of Cummings and John, what was his name? John. It's an easy name and I can't think of it. Who walked with John Lewis. I knew it was two first names. Who walked with Martin Luther King. Cummings, Elijah Cummings. So during this sort of Trump era, I wouldn't call it administration because Trump's not president, but we can't seem to get him off the bottom of our shoe. But there's all these big, giant, seismic shifts when it comes to who's in power, who's falling out of power, whose tower is coming down. Trump. We are here witnessing something incredible, guys. So let's talk about the astrology. We still have the moon in Aries. It moves into Taurus, 9:19 here on the East Coast. So for all intents and purposes, the moon is in Aries. And that brings up all that Aries energy, wanting to initiate, wanting to start things. We do have an opposition of the moon to Mars, first major aspect of the moon this morning, 8:20 here, which is right about now, actually, as I'm doing this. So that can be a little spicy and a little snarky. There's an impatience with the moon in Aries and its ruler in Libra. We also have the moon make a trine to Venus. That's nice. That's lovely. Venus, of course, is now in the latter degrees of Leo, about ready to move out of her shadow. And as she does that, she has to walk through the gauntlet, or sashay through the gauntlet of Neptune, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And they're all challenging aspects to Venus as she moves out of her shadow. And then she's not long for Leo after she moves out of her shadow, because it went retrograde, I think at 28 or 29 degrees of Leo. So she only gets like 1 more or 2 more degrees in Leo, and then she dives into Virgo, which is actually good, because Virgo, there's work to be done, and nobody does it like Virgo. We have Mercury trine Uranus today, so the information, the ideas are sparking. We want to start something new. We are in Aries. There's a lot of energy to move forward, and we will. But this week coming up, the first week of October, a lot of yods, it's all yods and inconjuncts. And for those of you who don't know what a yod is, it's kind of a pain in the butt. And it requires a lot of adjustments. So chiropractors will be busy this week. If you're having trouble moving forward, perhaps you need a chiropractor this week coming. We also have a sesquiquadrate between the Sun and Uranus. So Uranus is trining Mercury and sesquiquadrating the Sun. The sesquiquadrate to the Sun. We still have this energy wanting to do something, move forward, go. And the sesquiquadrate says not so fast, or not so much not so fast, but don't do anything too sudden. There's a lot that still has to be sort of teased out and worked out, and then it'll become clearer the new directions that we're going to take. But we're still in the adjusting process of all of that. So as I don't know. With the moon in, it'll be a little bit easier once the moon moves into Taurus. Maybe it'll be a little bit calmer, we'd like to think. But there is this need and this urge to move forward in a new way. One other thing I want to say, as the roses, the white roses, were at Dianne Feinstein's seat in the Senate, and everybody in the Senate was choked up, and Schumer was choked up, and I understand it, because he's known this woman for a long time, and she does mean a lot for the Democrats. And on in the House side, the House Democrats were roasting the Republicans. The woman from Texas, Crystal? I heard her say something. I heard, of course, my girl, my gal, AOC, Summer Lee. I was hearing everything that they were saying. There was Krishnarami from Illinois. It's so good. It's so good. Like that the Democrats are punching back, and not like stupid punching back, like, oh, you're just a jerk, like that kind of punching back, but like, what are you guys doing? Like, they're using their intelligence and their wit and their humor, and their guns are their minds, and it's good. It's good to see it. You get a little like whoop, yes. And at the same time, you do have these older Democrats that are just like Pelosi, who has done a fantastic job. I mean, if you wanted to get something done, you went to Pelosi. Whether you agreed with her or not, she got it done, Aries. But, they're still sort of hanging on and holding the reins. And I think it's time to let the reins go for these folks, because it's a new world, and we need to use new ways of getting our points across and getting the laws passed that are going to benefit us. So that's the story, Morning Glories. I know it was a long one. Have yourself a great day. Charlie! Like and subscribe. I'm going to get the Astrology Kabbalah of October out today. For tomorrow, it's actually a little late, because there are so many yods next week, and they're not the easiest things to wrap up in like in simple language. So I'm doing my best on that. But the last day of the 16-7 month, next month is the 17-8 month, which is the star. That's about inspiration, but it's also about as you sow, so shall you reap. So October, depending on how you spent your time, October is going to be another one of those the hammer comes down months. Or it's not actually a hammer, but like one of those blow up bats. And it makes like a weird farting noise or something, like boop, 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 boop. And so you get hit over the head, but gently, and you can laugh about it. But if you've been like certain people have been, the hammer will be made of steel. So, all right, guys, take care. Much love. Namaste.